Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished panel, my name is Bojan Tumberger. I come from the energy faculty. It is a faculty that is member of the University of Maribor and started to operate in 2008. It has its locations in Krško and in Velenje, two very important cities from the point of view of energy generation. Allow me to say a few words about human resources needed for the realization or implementation of energy policy targets or goals. I will not repeat what my predecessors have already said. Everybody knows, there is no dispute about that. What are the reasons for the preparation of common energy policy in Europe? Common energy policy has very ambitious targets in terms of energy and in terms of environment. It is about to be implemented by the year of 2020 and on the long run by 2050. The member states tried to follow the common energy policy by preparing national strategic frameworks. But we need to raise an important question. Taking into account the situation in different member states, do we have sufficient human resources in order to implement the energy policy? Or to be even more provocative, does the higher education system follow the needs of the planned employment schemes? And one further question, with regard to the ambitiousness of, the ambition of the goals, do we have the new generation of experts, and do these new generations have the skills necessary in order to reach these goals? The human resources themselves are not problematic but the following datum is important. This is the employment scheme or the employment age or age of the employees in the energy sector, the employment structure in terms of age. If you look at this pie chart, we see that the age structure of the employees between 40 and 59 years of age, that this group accounts for 60% of all the employees. And what is problematic is that this share is growing, whereas the active part of researchers aged 20 to 39 is shrinking. We can therefore conclude that we are reaching an alarming state of affairs. Why has this occurred in the first place? Do young people not have sufficient knowledge? Are they not employable, or they don't find enough opportunities? Based on the employability study conducted by the energy faculty amongst its graduates, we see that 90% of all the graduates find employment after graduation, whereas 89% of them find employment in the energy sector or energy-related sector. Only 11% of the graduates find employment in the public sector, whereas 87% of all the graduate students find employment in the field of energy technology. With relation to the previous graph, we can speak about human resources planning. In the future, this planning will become ever more important. Why? Where is the problem? All the institutions, higher education institutions, do not create employment needs in themselves, and that is why they are not exclusively responsible for the output that at the end of the day leaves their ranks. Of course, we need to take into account that a balance needs to be found between the number of young engineers, graduated engineers, and employment needs. Which means that we will have to work together in having a more thorough and more precise planning of human resources in the future if we want to achieve the goals we have set ourselves. For this reason, we need a more efficient cooperation between the faculties, the energy industry chamber, and the Ministry of Higher Education. And we must not forget our crucial obligation, which is the transfer of knowledge, the maximum transfer of knowledge to our younger generations. This is the only way to fulfill our goals in the future. And with regard to the challenges in the future, the curriculum of higher education institutions should be more flexible and more prone to change. Thank you for your attention.